Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it looks like there is some election collusion going on. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. The election collusion this time comes from former President Obama. And what's the collusion, you ask? Well, I'll get to that. See, these guys behind the scenes, they want Joe Biden gone. And I'll tell you how you know that. Obama and Pelosi, that's the collusion we're talking about here. They've huddled together to figure out how to convince Joe Biden to step aside. This report came out in the New York Times. Within microseconds, those two people could have released statements that said this is absolutely false. Didn't happen. We're over 24 hours now, almost 48 hours away from this story being published, and there's still been no statement saying it's false. They haven't gone on television saying it's false. They haven't sent a tweet, a post on X, a post on Facebook, a video on YouTube to say it's fake. They've done none of that. And yet, here we are. So, this is the actual collusion. See, Democrats want a do-over. They know they have a very unpopular candidate. And now they want to collude to get somebody else. They want a second bite at the apple. No. You guys chose to not have a primary. You're stuck with Old Man River. Sorry about that. I want you to watch this report on it and let me know what you think in the comments.
To step aside. Congressman Scott Peters is also calling for the president to drop out after the president's news conference and says this in part. Today I asked President Biden to withdraw from the presidential campaign. The stakes are high and we are on a losing course. Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez is even suggesting the president resign, stating Americans deserve to feel their president is fit enough to do the job. The crisis of confidence in the president's leadership needs to come to an end. The president should do what he knows is right for the country and put the national interest first. Now, CNN reports former President Obama and former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi have spoken privately about the president's campaign, saying, quote, CNN spoke with more than a dozen members of Congress, operatives, and multiple people in touch with both Obama and Pelosi, many of whom say that the end for Biden's candidacy feels clear, and at this point it's just a matter of how it plays out, even after Thursday night's news conference. Our Peter Doocy says he was actually planning to ask the president about that report last night, whether the president wants his former boss working quietly to replace him. Lawrence, Steve, Ainsley, and Brian.
Right. Thank you so much, Maddie. Why did he greenlight the George Clooney column? If he wanted to stop that editorial, he could have stopped it. Could have. Why is he meeting with Nancy Pelosi behind closed doors? And I think this is going to reinforce what we all know, and that is the Biden camp does not get along with the Obama camp. No. And this is going to make him dig in more when he finds out Barack Obama's behind him, because in 2016, he won with Hillary Clinton.
To that point, Brian, to Pelosi, Obama, savvy politicians, the headlines all day yesterday was that they were leading the charge to get him out.
They still are.
They could have crushed those stories with a statement, some spokesperson, but instead they essentially turned up the heat.
I got to tell you, Hillary Clinton had a fundraiser behind closed doors, according to the New York Post last night, with a